Grade 7 Life Science Unit, Basic Life Needs for Living Organisms. The essential questions are, to what extent are the basic needs of organisms the same? To what extent are they different? How do organisms obtain the materials they need to survive? What effect would changes in available raw materials have on various life processes in living organisms? The unit vocabulary: 1. Organism. 2. Raw materials. 3. Cell. 4. Hereditary material. 5. Stimulus. 6. Homeostasis. 7. Development. 8. Characteristics of living things. 9. Needs of plants and animals. 10. Nutrients. 11. Abiotic. 12. Life cycle. 13. Lichen. 14. Habitat. 15. Biotic. 16. Classification. 17. Species. 18. Binomial nomenclature. 19. The Six Kingdoms. 20. Tools for identifying organisms. Living things. An organism is any living thing. Living things can be unicellular, which means one-celled, or multicellular, which is two or more. Organisms must take in raw materials. Raw materials include water and nutrients, proteins, fats, and sugars. And 2, have the space or a place where the organism lives, which is called a habitat. All living things are made of cells. The cell is the smallest unit of an organism. All living things are made of cells. Cells contain hereditary information called DNA, which controls all functions of life processes. And DNA is found in the nucleus of the cell. All living things respond to stimuli. A stimulus is something that causes a response or reaction. For example, when you hear a loud noise, it might frighten you. When you're cold, you shiver. Or when you touch something hot, you move your hand away as quickly as possible so you don't get burned too badly. As part of responding to stimuli, organisms undergo homeostasis. Homeostasis is maintaining proper conditions inside the organism. For example, sweating when it's too hot in the summer so you don't overheat. Think of your body acting in the same as a thermostat in your home. So the room temperature tells the thermostat to either stay on or go off. Sends information to the heater to either produce heat or to stop. Okay. Growth and development. All living things grow and develop. Growth is in a multi-celled organism is due to an increase in the number of cells, while growth in a unicellular organism is due to an increase in size. Development are the changes that take place in an organism over its lifetime. So, for example, a baby learning to talk, and then learning to walk, becoming a child to a teenager to an adult. Another example of development is a life cycle, like of a butterfly, where they're an egg, then a caterpillar, then a pupa, and then the butterfly. All living things take in raw materials and use energy. So let's look at plants and animals. Plants need nutrients, water, space to grow, sunlight, and gases, and they take in carbon dioxide. Animals need nutrients, water, space, and gases, and in this case, oxygen. The 5 characteristics of living things are Living things are made of cells, they're organized, they respond to stimuli, homeostasis, take in and use energy, grow in development, and reproduce. Some other terms that are important for you to understand is abiotic versus biotic. Bio means life and a means not. Biotic means living things, abiotic means non-living things. For our transfer task, you're also going to need to know a little bit about classification. Living things are classified or organized into one of 6 kingdoms. The 6 kingdoms are animals and plants, which you're most familiar with, eubacteria, protists, archaeobacteria, and fungi. Binomial nomenclature is a 2-word system used to name a species. So for example, human beings, their scientific name is Homo sapiens. A species has a unique organism with similar characteristics which we can reproduce and produce fertile offspring. All species have a scientific name which helps to organize them easily and avoid classification mistakes. For your transfer task, you're going to create a field guide on lichens. For our transfer task, you create a field guide on local lichens. Lichens are a fungi, so that's their kingdom, which has a symbiotic partnership. So that means that 2 different organisms work together for survival with a photosynthetic, so again that makes its own food through using sunlight, and it's photosynthetic algae. So when you look at lichens, part of the reasons why lichens survive is they get their food through sharing and working together with algae. Tools for classifying organisms. Some tools for classifying organisms include field guides, which includes descriptions and illustrations or photos, or drawings and pictures, and then a dichotomous key. The dichotomous key is what you used for the data analysis and problem solving corner for our unit. And dichotomous keys are lists identifying characteristics that include scientific names.